Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. DrMarissaPei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Yes. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. Because you know what? There's so much goodness going on out there, but you would never know it. If you are looking for the headlines, there's none here. Because you can get that everywhere, except here. So, you know, as much as I'd love to have you stay, if you're looking for getting a case of the 4 A's, by watching or listening to the headlines, angry, aggravated, anxious, afraid, well, then you can go there. But here, there's only one A, and it's called amazing. That's how I want you to feel. And I am just like a little flabbergasted because on Mondays, is when I am very... you know, what I like to do is update, you know, how many consecutive weeks I've had and how many, you know, how my YouTube TV channel is doing that houses all 1,500 and, wait for it, it is 44 shows today. And I... just while the introduction was going, it's been 4.2 million, but thanks to Gladys Knight, for sure, and my upfront, close and center, beautiful encounter with her when she was on stage at the Luckman, it is now 4.56. So I'm like a little bit happy, you know, because that means... happiness and good news and all of that is trending, which is great. So 4.5 million impressions later, I'm still here. I'm still really wanting you to love your life 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. But since it is today, Monday, that means we're doing Mental Health Matters Mondays. And I actually switched over the broadcast. In addition to my YouTube TV channel, I also send it over to LinkedIn and Facebook and not Instagram yet, but YouTube Central, as well as my NBC News Radio channel, which is on at 8 drive time now, back to my original wonderful slot. Number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. But I am so tickled that there are a lot more people who are interested in tuning in to a place where we don't talk about all the things that we cannot change that upset us. So that's why this show is here. And thank you and welcome. And I see the eyeballs rolling in. Welcome to all of my new listeners and watchers from my Facebook Dr. Marissa Facebook page, which just hit now over 20,000. Thank you so much. And let's get started the way I always do on the show for the last 3 or 4 years now. with breakfast. And no, sorry, not Uber eating anything over to you for breakfast. However, I'm going to invite you to take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And what does that mean? That means the top of the bun is we're going to look outside of ourselves to see what are you grateful for is just around you. There's so much to be grateful for. And I want you to practice looking for things that you're grateful for first thing in the morning. And then last thing at night, I'm going to model for you now what I want you to focus on when you are falling asleep. Now, a lot of us have a tendency to, especially if you've caught the disease or dis-ease of perfectionism, what didn't I finish? What did I do wrong? What shouldn't I have said? Shitting all over yourself, or who done me wrong? How dare they? How could they say, or how could they do? So, or the Chipmunk song, lonely, I am so lonely, or how dare you? So, lots of things that a lot of people try to fall asleep to. It's no wonder that we have a lack of sleep epidemic. So, instead of that, I want you to do some weightlifting tonight, weight training for your self esteem. And think about those things that you like about yourself when you go to bed tonight. So that's what we're practicing for breakfast. Top of the bun, what are you grateful for? I am grateful that I live overlooking the ocean of abundance. It's a choice to where I live. And I think a lot of us have forgotten that you can choose where you want to live. And yes, some places are more expensive than others, and some places have some things and other places don't. But you do have that choice depending on, what you want, what is important to you in this thing called life that is just this one hyphen that we know about. So I'm grateful that I live in Southern California. I am solar powered, so I need the sun. And because my name means of the water, I have to be near water. So I am grateful for both of those things. I'm grateful that I got an invitation this morning to cover my past guests. You may have seen that show. If you haven't, you can get it in my treasure chest of shows, all 1,544 of them. Carol Connors is her name. She is the past girlfriend of Elvis. She dated Elvis for 9 months before he was married to Priscilla Presley. And if you missed that red carpet interview, that's on my red carpet playlist on my YouTube TV channel. Also, she is the co-writer of dun 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 dun. You know that song. Gonna Fly Now, the Rocky theme song, very recognizable. She has been nominated, and she's been nominated for a Grammy in conjunction with the audio book of her book called Elvis, Rocky, and Me. And you remember my past guests multiple times, David Longoria, my new red carpet friend, who is a Grammy winner himself, and Kathy Garver, who's also a multi guest on this show. The three of them have been nominated for the Grammy. She is also, the film is being recognized at the Palm Springs Film Festival. So, Roger, there's the commercial. But I got invited to go cover that. So trying to make arrangements for that, but it's nice to get invited. I also am invited. I get to go and spend a lovely New Year's time at the Venetian, one of the best, if not the best, my favorite hotel in Las Vegas, courtesy of my friends and colleagues. So I am looking forward to that. I am a little sad because I got the text that my friends are not feeling well and may not be able to join me, but I'm still holding out with my wiggling of fingers and a deep breath, sending out healing, love, comfort, and a quick and swift recovery from food poisoning. So that is top of the bun, all the things that I'm grateful for. And the bottom of the bun is I appreciate. Now, this is probably the most important thing I hope you take away from being with me. If this is your first time and someone asks you, so what was Dr. Marissa like? You can say, well, she really encouraged me to start liking myself. And that's what the bottom of the bun exercise is. It's weight training for your self care, self love, self esteem, self soothing, all of the things that I call the foundation for good mental health. And since that is our theme on Mondays, it's particularly important that when you go to bed tonight, I want you to bring up what it is that you actually appreciate about yourself. If you're a recovering perfectionist, you're way too hard on yourself. It is a thing that, well-meaning parents, sometimes more mean than well, tell you don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. Who do you think you are? All of those messages. I had all of those and became a habit of thinking about myself that way. And so that led me to constantly be looking around for approval, looking for love in all the wrong places. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to know, and I believe that this is the key to a happy life, the foundation to a happy life, is if you can like yourself most of the time, not all the time, because, we're human, but most of the time, 88% of the time, if you can like yourself enough to know that it really doesn't matter what other people think, most of the time, certainly there's room for self-improvement. However, a lot of us are walking around really having no personal mastery, no matter how much fame and fortune and success that you get. If you don't approve of yourself, then it really doesn't matter how many awards or how much fame and fortune you have. And certainly we have some poignant examples of professional mastery without personal mastery. Robin Williams, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, may they rest in peace. They are at peace now because that's what happens when you die. We all come from love and we go back into love. But while you're here on this earth, it is my Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years, that you are 88% happy. And it really does start with, do I like myself? Have I done the best that I can with the time that I have and the resources I have every single moment of the day? Yes. And then I can fall asleep easily and fully. So, what do you like about yourself? I will say that I appreciate my ability to talk. It's a good thing because this talk show is going on 713 consecutive weeks. People said to me, a show about hope and happiness without talking about K words, Kardashian talk, or what's happening in politics and religion and all of that would not last more than a year. Well, sorry, not sorry. 13 and a half years later, I'm still here. So I appreciate my ability to formulate, and I hope this continues till I die because I don't want to retire. I like Gladys Knight. Want to continue doing the things that I love to do, and certainly talking and cajoling and trying to get you to drink the Kool-Aid so that you feel good in your life most of the time. That's what I like to do, and I appreciate my ability to own it and not carry the cultural binds that I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And in the Chinese culture, it's not good to toot your own horn. And you say that you're average and you're just, okay. You don't want to stand out. And I love my Chinese roots. And yet at the same time, I'm really grateful and appreciative of my saying, okay, that is true. However, I have been given the gift of no fear of public speaking, of Well, actually, that's not true. You took some practice to not be afraid of that, but it is definitely true that I can um, teach and educate and speak and motivate and inspire at the drop of a hat, which is my one of a kind, unique gift. And all 8 billion of us have a unique gift, talent, and ability. So that's what we do, is highlight that at the bottom of the button. One more. I appreciate my ability to laugh often and much. And laughter is my favorite sound on the planet. I love calling my bonus dad every day and making him laugh, because I just love that sound. And hopefully, you all have some way, you know how to make yourself laugh. And if your job is entertaining, then I'm knowing that you're honing your craft on laughter. So it's Ralph Waldo Emerson's definition of success that I adopt: to laugh often and much. That is success. So there you go. That is breakfast. Hopefully, you're playing along. Please do not chat or type in as I am live right now on my YouTube TV channel. If you're driving, please do not chat or type. Wait till you get somewhere safe. But I'm so glad that you were able to join me for breakfast this morning. If you continue, I'm here every weekday morning. We start with breakfast no matter who my guest or co-host is. That you continue this good life practice for the 21 days that it takes to create a habit, or 28, whatever it is, that you start your day taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And when you do, I promise you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. What was it that I chose to be the topic of the day? I have a really good memory, but my recall sucks. So I know it is Mental Health Monday Matters. And I do know that I have written down, I know that it's about setting intentions. So here we go. What intentions are you setting for the new year? And just as importantly, what BS belief systems are you reversing? That's my version of reverse psychology. So if you're ready to start 2026 breaking up with bullshitaki or belief systems like life is not fair, or no pain, no gain, or life sucks, or how could they? Well, you've come to the right place. That's what we're talking about this morning, as it is. You know, whether it's this week or next week or the first month, we are now moving in to a new year. And I love New Year's. I love Chinese New Year. I love any time, your birthday or Mother's Day, or any time where you can reset, delete the old stale cookies in your thinking and do a soft reboot or a hard reboot, whatever you need to begin a different direction. If you have been on a direction that doesn't serve you or doesn't make you feel good about yourself or about life. And so that is the topic for today. If you have any opinions on that, or if you'd like to play along, I have some tools that I'll be using today, and they all come from my Asian Oprah giveaway today, which is an audiobook copy from my #1 Amazon and national bestseller called 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. And how do you get that? Well, I'll tell you right now. You can go to my website, which is up here on the screen. Just ask my assistant Google to look up Asian Oprah, or Dr. Marissa, and both will take you right to my website, which is asianopera.online or drmarissa.life. And you can see from my website, you'll get a pop up where you can put your email, or if you want to specifically give me some commentary or why you are getting in touch with me, you just go all the way to the bottom. Got lots of fun videos and all kinds of good endorsements, Layla Ali, all of that. So just fill that in. And I will get you a free Happy 88 tip to start with, and then send you a promo code to get the free audio book, which is right here, for free. It's a $19.95 value. So because you've tuned in here today and it's Monday Mental Health Matters, I want to help with that. All right. Where was I? I am okay. So that is the Asian Oprah giveaway, because sometimes I forget to do it if I try to tease you and not tell you until the very end. The other day, somebody contacted me and said, I couldn't get to where. Hit the wrong button there, but I'm back. Sorry about that. I was showing you the way to get your Asian Oprah giveaway. All right, so that's done. Now we're going to go to our topic, which is setting intentions. I was in a studio being interviewed as part of a panel, and I was very happy to hear from the youngins that were there. I was the hashtag ageless wise Ash in the panel with my friend, and she's a host as well. I've been on her show. She's been on mine, Danny. She's from Brazil. She asked the question around what are your things that make you centered or balanced or bring you back into focus. And so setting intentions on dolphins was actually the way that this topic came about. And what I do, actually, not just with dolphins, whenever I see synchronous numbers or I see something that I like, I use it as the opportunity to say, I would like, and I don't use vision boards because I don't want to limit. And I also don't focus so much on material objects because I think that car might make me happy. I've had two of my dream cars and they were great until they made unnecessary stops or unplanned for stops. So things aren't necessarily for me what I want to set the goal or intention for. I set my intention as I want more laughter, joy, creativity, innovative spirit, bliss, wonder. And anytime I see dolphins, that's what I wish for. And so setting intentions for that is one of the things that I'd like to chat about today. When you are making resolutions, if you missed the show I did with Doctors in the House specifically on resolutions, go to my YouTube TV channel and you can look that up, Dr. Tiffany Tate and I, or just look up resolutions and Dr. Marissa. So today is a little bit different because these are not resolutions. Intentions are a little bit different. So why do I want to do that? Well, if you think about when you're a kid, people will ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And You quickly find out that if you say you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a teacher, or a fireman, or a policeman, those are all very acceptable and good things. And you get patted on the head and you think about, this is a goal or this is what I want to be, or a rock star, or a NFL, or a sports person, sports player, famous, right? Those are all of the things you're setting that intention or goal. Or, you know, what is it? Sophomore year, where do you want to go to college? You're setting an intention or a goal for what you want to be when you grow up. My big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, I'll never forget the day he said, people are suffering less from ADD, attention deficit disorder, than IDD, intention deficit disorder. That somehow we stop asking, like, is this what I want? Is this who I want to be? Is, what are my intentions? We get in this habit, right? We do what we think we should be doing, going to the best schools or getting the best grades, and then going into a profession that makes a lot of money, and buying the house, and getting married and having the children. And the intention is, I want to live a great life with comforts and a lot of material wealth so I can show off and, make other people envious. That is the unspoken, right, American dream. And that is, if you follow that path, you're supposed to be happy. That's supposed to make you feel good in life. And again, using very big examples of people who have achieved that and they're still not happy, and they accidental or purposeful take themselves out because they're not happy. And so I begin to wonder for myself. I went through this journey myself. What does make me happy? And this is why when I meet people on the show or on the carpet, I will half jokingly say, I don't have an answering machine. I have a questioning machine. And when you call me, it says, who are you and what do you want? And those are so important questions that I believe at least once a year we can ask ourselves that. Am I who I want to be? Have I lived a life where there are things that I have accomplished or done or felt or experienced? Like, how's it going? Is it working for you? Are you happy 88% of the time? And if you're not, then let's do a little work around that. So that's the topic for Mental Health Matters Mondays today is, what is the habit? What is the BS belief system that is habitually keeping you in a place that you don't want to be? That was a moose drop. So those of you who are here for the first time, welcome, and know that the reason why I talk about moose drops is I was born in Canada, and instead of talking about the elephant in the room, I talk about the moose on the table. And a moose drop is my version of the microphone drop. So there you go. But the moose drop here is, it's all good and fine to continue to be in the grind, work 80 hours if that's what you want to do to try to get ahead in the rat race, dog eat dog. Personally, I don't really want to do that. There's nothing appetizing about either one of those expressions. I want to live a life that I feel good most of the time, right? So, and if you think about all the things that you think you want, right, that you're grinding to make the money to get, isn't it because you want them to make you feel better? I mean, isn't that why you're doing what you're doing? I love that from Abraham Hicks' Law of Attraction. If we can stop for a second and look at what we are doing, what we are saying, what we are thinking, and examine those belief systems, are they working or not? That's a very useful exercise. And when we come back from break, that's exactly what we're going to do for the rest of the show. And as per usual, the first half, I put the moose on the table, talk about reality and all of those BS. Life sucks. I'm lonely. People don't care. How could they? I hate my life. Why are people so crazy? I don't want to bring kids into this world. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. All of those BS that are flying around, they're predominant in our race consciousness right now. Is it working for you? And I know for certain that I can get a no, it's not. If we're honest, it's not working for us. Whether it's true or not, it's not working. It's not working for you. It's not working for me. So don't go away. We'll be right back after news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor to talk about setting new intentions and letting go of old BS. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If conforming to the world was exploring the world? What if the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl, turns into how many streets of life you want to explore? What if the purpose of life is not to die with the most toys to leave our squabbling relatives? What if the purpose of life was to do things that we enjoy most of the time? Have relationships that we enjoy most of the time, and use our unique talents, gifts, and abilities to fully express in the dash between birth and death? What if, as a direct result of this horrible pandemic, we could rise out of the ashes with a new PPP, post-pandemic possibilities? The sooner you turn "it's impossible" to "I'm possible," the what ifs become possible too. Because you are loving, lovable, and loved, wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. But it may start with getting out of bed and making it. What if starts with
Take back your life with Dr. MarissaPei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, which if you free subscribe, you'll be able to tune in. You'll get an alert every weekday morning. Give me the finger, this one, not the other one, and access to that short film, which actually came about during COVID. All of my motivational speaking gigs crashed and burned. And so I got to discover my internal filmmaker, and it actually won a laurel. But you can just put in, ask my assistant Google to put in Dr. Marissa and PPP, post pandemic possibilities, and you can watch that 9-minute film. And please invite me to come. You can use it for free as an educational tool to spark the exact topic that we are having today, which is Mental Health Matters Mondays special, setting intentions. A little different than resolutions for a new 2026 that is vastly different than the old one if it isn't working for you. If you are holding BS belief systems that are making you 4A's angry, aggravated, afraid, or anxious, it is time to change it. And one of the biggest BS's in life, belief systems that we think we're here to have that American dream all about, the job, the car, the house, the family, and then leaving toys to squabbling relatives that you heard on the film. That is bullshitaki. We're here on this planet to fully express and appreciate and have fun and have pleasure. Religion has hijacked that word. Unfortunately, it's somehow a bad word. I don't think it's a bad word. I think pleasure, curiosity, innovation, bliss, wonder, excitement, all of those are gifts of life that we are all, including happiness, that's our birthright. So how do we do those things? Well, it is very easy to identify. No, it's not easy. It's one thing to identify what isn't working. How do we change what isn't working? So if you're walking around saying life sucks, I hate my life, I hate people, I can, F you, I can fork you, I can live on a desert island, I'll never be good enough, I'm not worthy of good things, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop, I didn't have a good start in life, why did someone do that to me? They shouldn't have done that. Parents shouldn't do that. Priests shouldn't do that. Whatever it is that you are righteously indignant about, and that is your stake in the ground, and that is your go-to song, or I'm lonely, or life is not fair. That's a big one. Okay. Then I would say that today, or let me give you 2 more days to sing those songs, and then starting January 1st, I would like you to replace those BS belief systems that are not working for you. I don't know. You can prove me wrong. I mean, yeah, okay. Maybe some people will say to me, well, your mother calling you fat, ugly, and clumsy, it led you to say, I'll show you, and I became a model for 8 years, and I'll show you I'm going to be Miss, the titles that I got, or I'll show you. That's okay. Yes, it did drive me to achieving things to get the love or respect that I thought I needed from others. But it's like angry motivation. It's negative motivation, and it's still not a great way to live. So I would ask you, is it possible to replace all of those BS, all of those belief systems that keep you angry, that keep you sad, that keep you depressed, that keep you lashing out, that keep you isolated, that keep you from taking a shower, that keep you from having a fun life and sitting in front of the TV series after series after series now, or not going out and having any kind of relationships with friends, family, anyone, and it's not working for you. Before you go and get diagnosed and start taking some medication, prescribed or not, to try to numb yourself out or artificially kickstart yourself, I would like you to just turn for a minute and recognize this incredible thing called you. And it is truly it's simple, but it's not easy, because first of all, you have to stop using all of those reasons as an excuse to feel bad, right? I mean, come on, folks. Even in our country, United States is becoming an oxymoron, and humankind is an oxymoron, and common sense is an oxymoron, because we we're only focusing on the things that aren't working instead of focusing on the things that are working. So I'll give you an example. I'll get 99 compliments and one insult or criticism, and where does my mind go? To that one insult or criticism. I could focus on all 99 of the compliments, but I don't. So what I have to do is begin to work at looking at all the good things about me, right? So, oh, I gained weight over the holidays. Oh, I'm never going to lose that weight. Oh, I'm never going to be loved for who I am. Oh, I'm never going to be blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm going to be sick for the rest. Oh, my diagnosis. That is all under your control. No, it's not. The thoughts just keep coming. Because you practice those thoughts, and you talk about those thoughts, and you tell people about those thoughts, and you post about those thoughts, and then you respond about those thoughts. You could, as I do, and I don't do it perfectly, but most of the time, if not close to all of the time, anything I post is some aspect of well-being, whether it's what I see, who I interact with, and y'all have that power to do that too. It's not just my superpower, it's your superpower if you choose to look at it, if you choose to focus on it. I focus on the fact that my body digests food without me telling it to. The planets operate nicely. Planets are not crashing into each other, so I can have another day, right? That is well-being that is bigger than even any natural disaster that comes. Why do natural disasters come? I don't know for sure. Maybe it's a correction. I don't know. But I know that it's not punishment. I know that bad things that happen to good people, that well-meaning book, but it somehow has led people this BS belief system that if bad things happen, it's a bad thing and it shouldn't be happening. And that is so far from the truth, that bad things are just things that happen. No one lives a life without bad things happening. It's just not possible. One, everybody dies. Hello. We don't like death because we miss the people that are no longer in their body. That's the bottom line. But we're all going there. We're all going back into love, right? That's just, if that's a bad thing, right? Now, even when people pass in old age, it's not fun and it's sad. I had both moms, my bonus mom and my bio mom, pass February and May. I forget the months, but I mean, it was close. Earlier this year. It was a big year. I found 2 blood clots, or the doctors found 2 blood clots, canceled 7 months of the year of activity. Bad things happen. Bad things happen to everybody. So for us to equate bad things as a punishment, or we've done something wrong, or that the world sucks and life isn't fair, please drop that BS bullshit talkie. Bad things happen to, they're not even lessons. When people say, oh, it's a lesson I got to learn again, it's like, well, that sounds too much like punishment. For me, you know, I have to believe, I choose to believe because it makes me feel good. Einstein says the most important question a human being has to answer is the universe friendly or not? If you say no, the universe is not friendly, look at all the starving kids, look at all the disasters, look at all the, all the crime, look at all blah 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 disease. It's not a friendly universe. Okay, if you want to believe that, your choice. That's your biggest tool in life is choice. What you attend to, that's your biggest tool. And I guarantee if that is your choice, you're not going to be happy. Promise. Guaranteed. You will not be happy most of the time because even when good things happen to you, you're going to wait for the other shoe to drop. You're going to, hold your breath waiting for someone to take the good things that happen to you away from you. So I don't want you to live like that. It's your choice. I choose to say and attend to and focus on not the starvation, because there's enough food on the planet for every child to go fed. Now, the reason why there is starvation, that's not on the universe, that's on us. Sorry. That's not on an angry God in the sky. That's on us. We have been given as human beings free will, right? Not talking about religion. I just know that I came and I see it as not a merry-go-round that goes round and round and round, but like a theme park ride. And we're all in line waiting to enter this thing called life. And there's curves and there's drops but it's fun. It's a joy ride called life. And in every moment, I can choose to look at my body and criticize it for not being thin enough or not being energetic enough or not being healthy enough with the clots or, all of that. Or I could say, wow, I had 2 hip surgeries because hips don't lie, and hip hip hooray, that allows me to walk or ride or race sailboats not in pain. Now, I could say, well, but you can't race sailboats anymore because of the DVTs. And then I can say, yes, but I have had 34 seasons and I can go back and really appreciate all that have been able to do. Why? Because it makes me feel better. So, my challenge for you is to take all of those BS, all of those belief systems that have been getting in the way of you feeling good, right? I'm not even saying happy, just feeling good. Not angry, not aggravated, not pissed off, not afraid. And if you feel those things, feel it fully. I'm not telling you to pretend that you don't feel that way. Just don't feel that way all of the time. Give it a shelf life. Give it a, I just gave you 2 days or 3 days before the first. If you're angry, be angry. Get it out of you, right? All of that stuff, get it out. Feel it fully and get it out. And you have no excuse not to do this because I'm giving you a free audiobook copy of my book. You can finish it before the first. Go to my website, put in your email. I'll send you the promo code. Work through the exercises. It's self-help on steroids. I do narrate it. You'll hear my voice in your head. Work through that so the next year, right? And if you don't make it by the January 1st, you can do it by February 1st. You have an infinite amount of time to decide to do something differently. And instead of criticizing whatever you're criticizing, outside of yourself, inside of yourself, you're hard on yourself, you're hard on other people, there's a link there. You can begin to replace that with, noticing. Wow, I can touch things. I can feel how soft things are. I can see great things. I can taste the deliciousness of life. Oh, I love that. I love that about my abilities. Those are my abilities. Y'all listening have that ability you're hearing. Y'all watching have that ability you're watching. When was the last time you thanked your eyes for what you could see? The last time you thanked your ears for what you could hear? When was the last time you thanked your knees that aren't buckling and supporting your weight? Even though you may have gained a little. You know how to lose it. Everybody knows that, right? You just have to focus in a way that makes you feel better about yourself. That's where it starts. Because you really can't feel good about people if you can't feel good about yourself. That I know. Favorite saying, African American saying, people outside cannot hurt you, right? Unless you're hurting yourself. Well, that's my paraphrase, right? Nothing anybody can say or do can hurt you if you have nothing inside of you hurting yourself first, right? It wouldn't bother you if somebody said you were fat and ugly if you didn't already entertain a little bit of that fear that you are fat and ugly. And certainly if you were told that growing up, you're going to have to work a little harder and say, that's their problem, not mine. Talk to the hand. Avoid trying to make go and burn their house down. I love Thich Nhat Hanh saying, if someone comes and burns your house, avoid the temptation to go and burn their house down. Just turn around and put the fire out in your own house. Again, another Dr. Marissa paraphrase, forgive me, but it's so true. If we learned how to take care of ourselves first and foremost, we would have peace in the world. But because we're so angry at ourselves or not feeling worthy ourselves, that we begin to try to force other people to think or speak or be as we think it is supposed to be. But if we're good with us, that's all that's important. If I'm good with me, and every day I try to anchor myself in the morning, just with breathing before my critical mind gets going, and connect myself with that friendly universe. Some call it God, some call it Jesus Christ, some call it Krishna. I don't care what you call it. I just care that you know that A, we're not all alone. B, we are connected to this thing called life and love energy and the power that creates. Make sure the planets didn't crash together, and every drop of water is a different blade of grass, snowflake. That energy is what we can connect to by choice. Every morning when I meditate, that's what I do. And then all day, if a thought comes to me, life sucks. If a thought comes to me, life is not fair. If a thought comes to me, I'm so lonely. If a thought comes to me, I'm not worthwhile. I take a breath. I say, I know that that's not true. Okay? I know it's not true. Now, I'm not perfect, and sometimes I forget. And sometimes if a series of bad things happen to me, I get mad, I get sad, and then I get through it. Because past the pain is the power. Does that make sense? Hopefully, that will answer how do we set the intentions. And then in my last few minutes, what do we set the intention for? More joy. I want more joy in 2026. I want more love in 2026. I'd like the romantic kind of love that makes my toes curl next year, or maybe even this year when I go to Vegas tomorrow. Who knows? But then what happens in Vegas? I know. But I'd like more winning. That feeling, I love that feeling of winning. I started Mahjong Beaches League, and I get to create a community that I want. Right? I want more creativity, so I'm going to have more creative ventures. I want more people to get my book and do the work to be happy. Not everybody, my way's not. There's anybody that says this is the only way to anything. I have my 8 ways to happiness. Doesn't apply to everybody, but I do know it does apply specifically for people who've had childhood trauma, because I know what that's like. Okay. Set the intention for those things you've always wanted to do. Now, some people say, yeah, I'm not going to be an NFL quarterback. I'm 55 years old, and that's what I want to be, and I'm not going to be happy until I'm that. Well, you can choose that, and you just shot yourself in the foot. What is behind that? Isn't it recognition that you're looking for something that you're good at? Is it possible that you can be good at something and get recognition for that from yourself first, right? If you can't recognize yourself for what you're good at, how do you expect anybody else to? Really, that sense of pride and accomplishment the buck stops right over here. So that is setting the intention. May I respect and love and honor myself the way I want other people to. That's an intention. Why don't we start there? All right? I do love this show. I am really appreciative that I continue to do this no matter how I feel in the morning, because I always feel better right after. I am setting the intention that I'll see y'all tomorrow when we have Tuesday Talent, and all week, although we're going to have a little bit of a holiday break, but I do know that it is all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I will see you tomorrow.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.